a star, but only strictly where I'm famous. I'm in this for the longest haul, like we'll see where it takes us. I'm throwing back these double shots like whiskey here is weightless. Cause this career I chose was even riskier than Vegas, yo.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Colby Rebel Show. I am your host, Colby Rebel, where my goal tonight is to answer that question or make that connection. So join me right here. You can make a comment on Facebook, and if I see it, I will try to answer a question or give you that little mini reading. We have Instagram open, so hello, everybody. I will do my best to keep an eye on your questions and such as that, but I'm really excited to be here. You know, it's never been a better time for us to develop our own gifts, to expand, to really embrace that higher self, that connection that we all have, right? In a few weeks, I do have the Beginners Development Circle, which I'm excited about. We are going to start March 9th. So this is the Beginners Spirit Development Circle. So feel free to join me, sign up, register. It's 4 weeks long and it's beginner. So if you want to play, you want to tap in, you want to try, come and join me, okay? So I'll keep an eye on the comments here in Facebook or on Instagram. If you have a psychic question, you want me to tune into something, put your question in. Let me see it, put it in there for me, and I'll take a look to see if I can answer. Or if you want a mediumship reading, who are you hoping to connect with, okay? Now, we've got Kalita who's on Instagram who wants to connect to her mom. So one of the things that I felt like coming in with her mom just feels magical to me. Okay, so I just feel like, Kalita, your mom just feels magical. I think she had such a presence about her. Walking into a room, she kind of demanded attention in a way, right? And I just feel like for her, she's very humble about it, but I just think she's just super present. I feel like people love to be around her. I really get the sense from her that there may have been an illness, a passing from illness connected to her. And I also really feel that the month of May may be significant. So the May might be maybe we have a birthday or a celebration, Kalita. So if you're on and you can kind of connect to that, please leave a comment, let us know. But I definitely just get the sense too where she keeps showing me, it's like, I don't know if you've been working on cleaning up your life, but she keeps saying, pick up after yourself. So I think it's time where it's you holding more boundaries with the people in your life, holding more boundaries, really standing up for yourself and kind of not being there for everyone, because I feel like for them, you know, it's like there's a little bit of maybe being taken advantage of. That's kind of the sense I get around it. So she's just saying, look, let's clean up who's in your life, who's around, who's with you, and don't be afraid to hold those boundaries. So I will leave that with you. Let me head over to here. Oh my goodness, there's so many people. Here we go. Lights turning on in the middle of the night. Oh yes, Robin, we love that. That definitely gives me a feeling that is some loved ones around you. It's interesting, Robin. I feel like there's a dad on the other side, and I feel like this would be your father. So I feel like it's your dad kind of go ahead and playing with the lights. In fact, I think your dad, Robin Williams, I think your dad would like totally try to tinker with things, and maybe he wasn't the best tinkerer. So I get a little sense that maybe he's trying to work on some things. And it's like, you know, Dad, let's just leave that alone, right? Let's just go ahead and stop playing with things. So I think it's a little bit that happening. Okay. Oh, I want to do Sandra here, her son, Antonio. Let us talk to Antonio. My heart goes out to you, Sandra. But one of the things, first thing I get to with your son is just a ridiculous amount of energy. Like that's kind of, as soon as I connect to him, I just feel like fast paced, a lot of energy, really gives me a sense of like a go, go, go kind of guy. Cute little, I don't know if he had like a little dimple here, but he makes me feel like there's something with his smile. So does that make sense, Mom? Do you understand his little, his little like dimples or something like right around here he shows me. So he really gives me that sense around him. He also really makes me feel like I don't feel like, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't feel like you got to say goodbye. Do you understand that, Sandra, that you did not get to say goodbye to your son? Oh, Dimple. See, yeah, he kept showing me this because this is how he would get what he wanted. He would just do that and you couldn't say no to him. Okay. And I just feel like, that you didn't get an opportunity to say goodbye because I feel like it's a very quick passing with him. But he really shares with me on the other side, big motivator. I just think in general, he has a motivating personality. He was a motivator. I think he get people all excited about things. I feel like he was so curious about working on things, maybe a little bit of mechanics, I think. So again, whether that's Legos or mechanics with cars, but I definitely feel like Antonio loved to kind of put things together, and that's what's interesting too, is it's almost like putting you back together, Mom. I feel like he's been working really hard on putting you back together, and he wants to share that with you, okay? And he really wants to kind of give me that love for you, let you know that he's okay. But Sandra too, I feel like your connection to spirit has gotten so strong since his passing because he makes me feel like he's absolutely helping you. He's helping you on your path. He's helping you on your journey. And he just says, Mom, I'm really proud of you. I'm proud of you. It's like you get up every day and you stay motivated, I think, for him, and I feel like he lets that, so there we go. I will leave that with you. Connie, absolutely, yes, there is a move coming in. I kind of feel like that move, it's interesting. I don't know if you were sensing to come more westbound to like Colorado or Arizona, but what's interesting, I think at the end of the day, you might end up being still on the East Coast. I think you're on the East Coast, Connie. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking you're on the East Coast. So I feel like although you have an idea of coming to Colorado, Arizona, heading west, I don't feel like that's what's happening yet. I don't think that's the move I sense yet. It's almost like I see you moving to another place on the East Coast, but you really, your gifts, like you start opening up and experimenting and working part. I see you at a spirit. So that's what's interesting about the Sedona, feeling guided to California. Okay, that's it. What I'm getting is a sense where you're moving more like, I would consider like Ojai for you, Connie, like somewhere where it feels to me that energy is really strong. And I just feel like your spiritual gifts really just completely unfold. And then I see you starting to work within working at a shop or something where you're doing readings at the shop. So I feel like that's what I'm getting a lot around it. Okay. So here we go. Let me see this. Let's see if we could try this. We might have Chalita here. We're going to see if Chalita ends up joining. I don't know. Let's see if it works. But hi, Chalita.
Hi, Colby.
Hi there. I'm going to show, this is Chalita, everyone. So she's on Instagram. So say hello. What can I do for you tonight, Chalita?
Oh, just any messages from my grandfather would be fantastic.
Okay, so Chalita wants a message from her grandfather. So I'm going to put this up here so maybe we can hear her. One of the things about your grandfather, Chalita, is, I feel like there's such a tight bond with him. I feel like even in the living, you had a very, very close bond. He definitely gives me the feeling, yes, you're his granddaughter, but I think you're just like the apple of his eye. He really gives me a sense, you could not do anything wrong, sweetheart, But he also shows me too that you've been making big leaps and bounds in your life, breaking free, finding your path. It's like all of a sudden you've really started to become so much more confident in who you are. Does that make sense? What's also interesting, your grandfather has shown me romance for you, Chalita. So I don't know if we've started dating someone, but I keep feeling like he's letting us know that romance is coming in for you, okay? So he's letting you know to stay strong around it, to know that you are quite the catch. but also just really letting you know how proud he is of you for kind of letting things go, letting the old life go, letting go who isn't there to support you, you know? And he really makes me feel like for you, he just really gives me the sense where I just feel like your business, your personal business is really, really going to expand this year and really start. And that makes him so proud because I think he's a bit of a money man. So there you go, sweetheart. You have a good night and I'll talk to you later, okay?
Yes.
You're welcome. Bye, sweetheart. Okay, let's take another look here. Let's go back to Facebook here. Let's see what we've got. Oh, marriage, Casey. Casey, the thing about marriage is, sometimes it's going to take work, but we also have to know that when there's a time for a transition, it's okay to allow that as well. And I think that's really important. Okay. So let's see here. We've got Evie. Evie wants to know if there's anything from her spirit guides. Here's what's really kind of interesting. I feel like either you're doing healing or you work with healing. So I feel like your spirit guides keep coming in to help you with this, to help you facilitate honing in that healing power. Okay. Also, what's kind of interesting, I don't know if you do medical intuition or if that's anything you've thought of, but they really give me a sense that they would love to kind of work with you in that regard as well. So really is more about you trusting, I think, what you're getting and what you're receiving and really allowing that experience to kind of come in more for you. Okay. I've been healing. Wonderful, Evie. That's wonderful. So that is fantastic. So I think it's just about keep trusting it. Also, no, like I do feel like there's a female guide who's been coming in, who's definitely really helping you have that nurturing, bringing back that nurturing side, that feminine side for you, and really allowing it to step in. I think it's going to be quite your little calling card. So just kind of allow that and know and stay in tune with that. Okay. We've got Diane here. My son's friend passed away February 27th. We're still wondering if it was an accident, overdose, or was he given bad drugs on purpose? If you can answer this. Diane, I have to tell you, to me, when I connect here, it does not feel like this was like, I don't think this was the highest grade. I think the person knew it wasn't the highest grade, but I certainly don't think this was an intentional murder or an intentional passing. Like, I do think that it was cheap. I feel like, they didn't spend a lot on it. So I think that was a factor. I think it was last minute. So I'm getting a sense of like, this was last minute, like, hey, what's there, what's out? And I really get a sense where that's kind of what happened. So I don't feel like it was intentional. I definitely feel like it was accidental. I don't feel like it was the best grade. Not that I'm an expert on that by any means. That's just kind of what I'm hearing. Okay. But just know, I want to send a lot of love. And just also know that I just also really get the sense he keeps showing me a tattoo. So I wonder if somebody got a tattoo for him. If you know that, Diane, I don't know if you could answer that for us in the comments and if you know that, but I feel like that would be something to connect. Okay, there we go. So I will leave that. Now, Miss Simone here on Instagram. Simone here on Instagram really wants to connect to her mom. But I have to tell you, I love that she's persistent, Simone, but her mom is persistent too, because I feel like this lady had a little bit of a louder voice, or a voice that if she started talking and you ignored her, she was coming your way, right? Like, so that's the sense I get around her mom. It's like ducking. But also with like a lot of love, like it's just kind of love and banter, right? And I just kind of really get a sense where one of the things too, Simone, I don't know if there's something around your fashion or your sense, but she keeps telling me she loves your vibe, like she loves your fashion sense. Like maybe, I don't know if there's a uniqueness to it or quirkiness, but she really gives me a feeling of like exploring and having fun. It's like she didn't care what people thought. Like, let's just have fun, right? I don't care what people think of me. Let's have fun. And I feel like for her, she is having fun. She's like kind of moving around, dancing around on the other side, really kind of being quite a hoot at the party. Okay. So I really feel like she just wants to stop in and say hello and just know that she's been with you. Okay. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Let's keep going here. Speranta, do you feel a boyfriend or partner for me is coming? So this is interesting because I want to say yes to this, but I also feel like you've been in some change or some transition. So I feel like, there's been a bit of a pause button, but I also know it's because you've been really working on your worth. You've been working on who deserves you, your time, your energy. And so I do feel like this person is coming in. It may be, a few more months before this happens, but just kind of I want you to keep embracing who you are, embracing putting yourself out there. Kind of, I think you could be a little shy at times, is what I pick up. So let's just kind of work on that shyness, kind of wear that crown really beautiful and bright. Okay. So I will leave that with you. Okay. So here we go. Look, let's see this. Casey says, did the person from my past come back for a reason? It's very confusing to me. Oh, I love this one. Love this one. Yes. And this is what happens when we have a past lover, friendship, romance, anything, and it comes back. That doesn't necessarily mean you're supposed to be in it. And it doesn't mean that it's your person. And sometimes I think people get confused. It really is a test from the universe. Have you learned anything? Do you own your worth? Are you ready for something? Do you know what I mean? And so, a lot of that is really kind of knowing, hey, wait a second, I'm being tested here. Do I choose the same thing again? Or have I learned? Have I grown beyond that? And really kind of understanding that. Are you still being so available to the people who aren't the best for you? So just kind of think about that as well, especially if you're an empath, which it feels like you are, right? So that could be it. Retro Mix, I am sending you some employment vibes. You've got this. I know you can do this. Let's just go ahead and kind of keep putting it out there and open up that horizon a bit. Let's just open up that horizon, Retro Mix. And I really, really do feel like an opportunity is coming in. I just think let's shift the energy a little bit so that I know it's hard. I want to say stay positive. And I know that's like so hard when things don't feel positive, but I just want to encourage you as much as you can to kind of keep that vibration high. And then I feel like that opportunity is coming in for you. Okay. So there we go. Okay. Now we have someone whose dad passed away. Christy here, Christy Wall, Paris. So it's been a year since my dad crossed over. We were so close, and I would love to hear from him. Christy, I get the sense now, if you're here and you can respond, I would love that. But I feel like I'm writing down a little message here. So I feel like with your dad, I feel like your dad was very active. Like one thing, we could not hold dad still. I think dad always enjoyed being thing. He made me feel like he was a very active dad, very active in things, very much really a great guy who I think made people feel very close. Like I feel like he very, very, very much made making people feel close, and I think he was just fantastic at that, and I feel like one of the things too is what I love what he did with you and your family, Christy, is I just feel like you have such a sense of freedom about you. Like I feel like you are allowed to have your values, your thoughts, your opinions. Like your dad does not feel oppressive about that. Like I almost like he very, very much encouraged you to be your own person, step in your power, be who you are. And so I feel like just doing that, you make him so proud. I really feel like there's grandbabies for him. So do we have grandbabies? Christy, does dad have grandbabies? He keeps showing me young kids. So I'm getting a sense that he has some grandbabies here. So if you could let me know, that would be wonderful. But he really gives me that feeling around him. And the other thing, which is really fun, is I think your dad loved to make goofy faces. So like I do. I think he would make goofy faces, and especially when you were little. And I just want you to know that he believes in you. And I think that's something important for you to understand. He really believes in you, Christy. Okay. And I know that it feels very difficult for you, because I just know that what's hard is I just feel like, that your dad was your confidant. Your dad was one of your best friends. And I think you would always lean on him and talk to him. And so I just feel like that is super hard sometimes. So just understand that. Was there something around your dad towards the end where he couldn't speak? Can you let us know if that's true, Christy? Like towards the end, dad can't speak, or there's something in his throat, because he gives me obviously when we have something like that, we could say it's coincidence, but usually not. It's usually spirit kind of giving us a message. So I feel like as much as he wasn't able to talk or wasn't able to be there, he's letting you see, yes, he's letting you know he's right there with you. He's letting you know he can hear you now. So I will leave that with you, sweetheart. Livier 213 can take that. Very good, Livier. I'm glad you could take that, understand that. So Tony wants to connect with his fiance's mother. She passed away. We're getting married in 2 months, and it's been really hard for her. Tony, first of all, what an absolute gem you are for calling in on behalf of your fiance. Okay. So I feel like for you, what an absolute catch you are, and how lucky she is. I feel like her mom just loved you. I really feel like she loved you. I think she's so excited for this wedding. So I want you to know that she will be at this wedding. Okay. She gives me a sense too, where I feel like she's going to send birds, like hummingbirds. You might have birds at the wedding. There's something here where she's giving me wings. So I feel like that's going to be a connection. For your fiance, her mother, like, obviously she has to grieve. It's so difficult to lose someone you're so close to, and especially at a time where mom is helping us do everything and put everything together. But she very much lets me know that she is with you. She is participating in all of this, and I feel like she just absolutely wants to see you happy, honey. She lets me know she wants to see you happy, and it's like, it's like no tears. There's no need for tears, because this is joyful and she's okay. And I get the sense she was ill before she passed. Like perhaps it's cancer or a connection, but she gives me a sense of being ill. And what's interesting about it is I do know she tried as hard as she could to kind of stay here, and I know she fought really hard, but she also gives me a sense of like saying, you know what, though, I'm needed here and I'm helping from this side and giving you guys all her love. It's going to be a beautiful ceremony. So just enjoy it and know that she's always with you guys. Okay. So maybe you can share that with your fiance. Okay. Here we go. There was one up here. Oh, I would love to know if my dad Eddie is around, from Lee Ann. What's interesting, Lee Ann, is yes, your dad is around. Your dad is like one cool cat. Like that's I feel like your dad is chill. Like that's the one thing I get around your dad, just chill. Very much like there's a solidness to him. Your dad just makes me feel like he's a rock. You know what I mean? And he really gives me a real strong sense of this. So he might have done this. So I don't know if you're watching the video, but he makes me feel like he would have done one of these. And I don't feel like he's into the woo-woo world. So I feel like he's like, But your dad really lets us know that he is around. He sends you threes a lot, Leanne. I just feel like he sends you threes a lot. So I don't know if you're seeing 3-3, 3-3-3. Well, it was actually interesting because you wrote yes at 5:33. So that's actually kind of funny. But your dad lets us know that he is around you, and yes, he is with you. Okay. And he sends you all of his love, right? But he is not a super hyper guy. I'm not getting that he's a hyper guy. I am getting like he is just a cool cat. So just know that. It very much, again, I don't know if he was necessarily a mechanic, but just someone who I think was really good at fixing things, enjoyed fixing things. So there we go. Tony says, my fiance is crying and she was sick. Sending you so much love, sweetheart. Please know your mom is with you. I don't want to jump the gun, you guys. I do want you to at least have a ceremony and have some time together. But mom is talking about the grandbabies. So I do know that we're going to enjoy those when they come in. She's already taking care of them on the other side for you. So just know that, okay? So sending you guys lots of love. Feel better, honey, okay? I want to address, it's Carlos here, his son Antonio, which is interesting. I feel like Carlos, with your son Antonio, there seems to be quite a bond with you two, Carlos. I feel like, so it's interesting. I don't know if your son has part of your name or part of your dad's name, but to me, there feels to be a connection there as well. Something passing down, something moving on. Okay. So he really gives me a sense there of doing that. Okay. Your son, I feel like for him, he feels a little adventurous to me. So I think sometimes he feels kind of young, adventurous, and I feel like he kind of lived by the seat of his pants, that saying. But he lets me know that he is doing okay. I don't know. He just shows me a birthday. I don't know if somebody just had a birthday, if there's a birthday cake, or we wished a happy birthday to someone. But he's saying happy birthday. So I feel like we've got something coming up here that he wants to acknowledge. So Carlos, I'm just going to leave that with you and sending you lots of love there. Okay. I want to give Laura a message, but someone went back. I forget, let me see where it was, where they said, did they miss an opportunity because they did not take that job, or did they? And the answer is no. The answer is it's just about being patient. Because I feel like the better did I miss? Here it is. Wendy wants to know, did I make a mistake by not taking that job opportunity? No. And there's a couple of things. What's really interesting, your intuition told you not to take that job. You have to trust the intuition. Let's not be impatient that we haven't seen the next opportunity step in or something is good. I feel like if you had taken it, it might have looked good on paper, but I don't feel that it was going to really be all that it was cut out to be. And I think somewhere on a deep level, you knew that. So I just want to congratulate you on trusting that and knowing that, and just kind of holding true to that. Okay. And then I want to go down to Laura here. Let me find Laura. There we go. Dad passed in October, and I'd love to hear a message from him. I feel like, Laura, that your dad, first of all, he makes me slow down. So that's interesting. I think your dad really, he'd like to think about things. Your dad liked to think about things. He wouldn't just kind of say something you wanted to hear. So your dad, so be careful if we ask him for advice or an opinion that we really want to know, because he really makes me slow down, and he really gives me a sense of like, he didn't just make flippant decisions. Okay. Your dad also gives me a feeling. I feel like he worked very, very hard, Laura. I think your dad was such a hard worker. And I just really get a sense where I think taking care of his family was one of his greatest loves and greatest passions. He really gives me that sense of loving to do that. He really shares with me a sense to, again, he gives me something in the chest, Laura. So I feel like there's something in the chest with him. I'm not sure if you understand that or you can relate, but if so, let us know. Okay. And so I just feel like, there is a sense of that. And he also shares too where I feel like his family was around him. So I feel like you had a chance to talk to him or had a chance to kind of connect with him, because he gives me a feeling of feeling at peace with his transition. So I do know for him, he's doing all right, not to worry about him. But there's also, I don't think he gives me the sense that not all of his stuff is cleaned up. So I don't feel like we've really gone through everything or cleaned up. So I wasn't there when he passed. We were estranged. I do feel like he had people around him, Laura. And do you understand that there was an illness in the chest? I'm not sure if you know that. I want to share with you, though, what's interesting is I feel like he surrounds you with love. Part of the estrangement or part of the feeling we get around it is, I feel like too, even when I said your dad would really think about things, he wouldn't just kind of say things. He makes me slow down, right? That pause that we were talking about. And I just feel like he had strong opinions about things, right? Like I mentioned, like, hey, don't ask him if you don't really want to know. That might have been part of the issue here, because I feel like to me, he feels to be private. He feels to kind of want to keep things in, but he also makes me feel like there's some strong viewpoints or strong opinions around him. So he gives me that. The COVID is kind of right, the cancer and then the COVID. I was feeling the chest too with him. So I definitely feel like I was picking up on the COVID part of it. Okay, Laura, but I just know for you, I want you to know that he's going to send you feathers. I don't know why. I don't know if there's a connection to birds or feathers, but just know that he is going to send you feathers. Okay, so just keep an eye on that. I really feel like, Laura, as someone else mentioned, I put this on TikTok not too long ago, that sometimes we absolutely can have a better relationship with someone after they've transitioned and after they've passed away. We can actually have a stronger relationship and connection. The reason is once we transition, we have to reflect. We have to look back on our life. We have to kind of review what's going on and make amends, grow from it. And through that, he will be coming forward. He will be connecting. He will be talking to you. And so I just feel like you are going to feel that a lot more. I feel like you're going to feel that connection with him. I also, I do. I feel like you've been working on forgiveness, but just continue to work on forgiveness. And I feel like that's going to help. I almost feel like there was another person in here as well. Okay. So I feel like there was another person also that made it difficult for him to open up to you, I think, at times when he wanted to. So again, I'm not sure if that's something you know or don't know, but that's kind of what he gives me as well. But just know you're going to feel him. You're going to see him. You're going to connect. And yeah, see, he's around all the time. And he absolutely is. Okay. So now we've got Pomerantz Susan's a possible message from my son, Brett. So, and that's on Instagram here. So I'm going to kind of connect to Brett here. And what I really get with Brett, Brett would, I think Brett would like to do a lot of jokes or a lot of pranks, like a lot of kind of silly little things that I feel like he would enjoy doing, because he'd love to kind of see the reaction of people, almost to like a little bit of a comedian, or a little bit of slapstick or something to it is what I get. I just feel like he feels to be a lot of fun. He really gives me the sense of, wanting to make people laugh, wanting to kind of be there with him. He also shares with me how much he loves you. I feel like he's very close to you, very, very bonded with you, very much a mama's boy, and he was proud to be one. So I want you to know that. He also really shares, I don't know if he had a piercing. It'd be interesting. He just showed me like a piercing. So I'm wondering if he had a piercing, because that would be kind of so interesting that he gives us that. But just know that Brett is around you. I want you to keep noticing the 11s, the 1111. That definitely is his sign. Okay. So there we go. Sandra, look, we got to show this one. Sandra, it's not dust. It was your son. And you could tell, I want you to realize, I feel like when you saw, it wasn't like a bunch of little ones. To me, it was very solid. It was very, that thing. So very much your son. So I do want to share that. Tony back here with his fiance wanted to know if they're having kids. Yes, she told us they're having kids. So yes, that's what she gives me. So, and I definitely feel like you're having kids. Just one of the things too with the fiance is, especially when you're going through grief, grief is a lower vibration, right? To bring in life, give life, to give birth, we want that higher vibration, that vibration of love, that vibration of energy, that vibration of existence. So the more your girlfriend heals from her sickness, heals from her grief, I feel like you're gonna find it a little bit easier for those babies. Okay, so but you enjoy the journey. That's what we want to say. Enjoy the journey. Okay. All right, we just have a couple minutes here. Let us kind of let me go through here super quick. Oh, Debbie, let's talk to Debbie's husband. Debbie, one of the things with your husband, I just really get a sense from him, you two felt like inseparable. I just feel like you two, he was your rock. I feel like extremely supportive of you. He really gives me the sense too, where I think he wanted to do a lot of things. I don't know if you necessarily got to travel, but I feel like he wanted to travel, right? I really feel like he wanted to do these little things with you. He really gives me a sense of like, all these plans we were going to have. We were going to do this and we were going to do that. And I feel like he's encouraging you to do those. He's encouraging you to kind of, just pass it along, be free, live your life. Like he's very much saying, look, there's a lot for you to do. There's a lot we talked about, and I want you to do it. I want you to feel free. I want you to feel free to kind of do the little trips, to try new things. Debbie, I really feel like this year, next year, major opportunity to step outside of your comfort zone. Really try new things, okay? And I feel like that's going to really be big for you. I think it's sometimes uncomfortable, like when you're around new people or new situations, but I really feel like he's saying, look, let's do this. It's your time. And I feel like that's going to be amazing, all right? I absolutely do. All right, let's do a couple rapid fire things here if we can. Here we go. Let's see. Cindy, I love this one, Cindy. I want to know why I never have dreams of my son. What can I do to open up in order to have dreams to see him? Cindy, this is a fantastic question. First and foremost, please do not think that you are doing something wrong, okay? It's nothing to do with you. And it's nothing to do with you needing to quote unquote open up. No matter how long it's been, you're going to grieve your son. And when we're in grief, that vibration is just very low. It's extremely, really hard, okay? And so just know that as we process that grief, the more you start to kind of, I want to say, feel better or kind of get back into things a little bit, that's going to be more of an opportunity for your son to come in, okay? And I do feel like he will. I just feel like let's not put pressure on it. Let's not let's not put anything on yourself that you're doing something wrong. A lot of times it's just when our vibration is just at the right place, where that when we're asleep, they can kind of connect to us. Also, I would love to encourage you to look for some other signs and symbols around him. I absolutely feel like he also sends you hummingbirds. So I don't know if you've noticed hummingbirds, but I just feel like there's a hummingbird, something like that. So just know that he's doing his part to let you know he's around. And the more you heal from the grief, that's going to create that opportunity to have that dream. Okay. So, Nikki, yay. Nikki says, I wish I could put this up here. Nikki says, my last reading with you, you told me I was going to get pregnant, and I am now. Do you still think it's a girl? Nikki, I do think it's a girl. Do you know yet? Do we know if it's a girl? Because I do feel like there's some feminine energy. Like power, though. She's going to be a powerhouse, like power, 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 power. Okay? So anyhow, everybody, that is the end of this particular episode. I want to thank you for being here. I loved kind of doing the rapid fire for you guys, especially on Instagram and Facebook. Want to thank you all for being here. Nikki, you got to let us know, though, okay? Please, you promise, reach out, tell me, let's do it. But lots of love, everybody. I know it's difficult. I tried to do as many as I could tonight for you. Feel free to join me every Thursday, and just have an amazing, beautiful night, and hold your loved ones close and hold those loved ones in spirit even closer. Lots of love, everybody. Thank you guys so much, and have a great night.
Thank you for listening to the Colby Rebel Show. Be sure to follow Colby on social media at Psychic Rebel. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, please head on over to iTunes to leave a review to help Colby grow the tribe. Colby is an international psychic medium, teacher, best-selling author, and speaker. She is a master teacher of the Lisa Williams International School of Spiritual Development and is the owner of the Colby Rebel Spirit Center in Los Angeles. Visit colbyrebel.com.